All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're live now. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Chow and Dime podcast. Uh, this is a very special episode because it's finally Super Bowl week, and we brought Greg back because we want to get his opinions on the stuff again, and I think he brings some really good insight as always. Um, let's just talk about the matchup in general right now. I think personally this isn't the matchup anyone really wanted, but I still think it's going to be a good game. The Chiefs, they are, a dynasty. They've been playing amazing later in the season. The 49ers, they've been playing great all season. I think it is a good matchup in general. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the matchup right now, about this game in general?
I'll let our guest go first. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Greg.
Greg.
Oh, all right. Sure. That's great. Well, you know my opinion on here. I mean, the dynasty is there for the Chiefs Kingdom. It's going to be there for the next, I want to say, 6 to 8 years, as long as Andy Reid's still churning with the cheeseburgers. We can keep going with Patrick Mahomes saying he's the GOAT up and coming because 6 consecutive AFC championships. I mean, yes, he's in GOAT potential unless he wins his fourth Super Bowl? Or would it be his third?
Third.
Exactly.
Third.
So he's getting there. He's getting there, but can it be, astonishing for this league? I want to, give it all to Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers played a hell of a season with their ups and downs. Mr. Irrelevant was in the picture. Their beast of an offensive weapons can go to Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, CMC, etc. Even Juan Jennings. Who the hell is that guy? I don't know. I mean, we can just go on and on. I personally have no favoritism here, nor do I have an opinion. It wasn't the Super Bowl I wanted to see. I wanted to see, Baltimore 49ers. But I guess we get a repeat of COVID year. Now we're going to actually see what the fans can do in the Super Bowl atmosphere. Diamond, go ahead.
I'm all over the Niners. I firmly believe in revenge. Believe in revenge when it comes to the NFL, especially in the Super Bowl. Um, Personally, I would have liked to see the Lions get here, make it Lions and Chiefs, because I didn't want Baltimore to be in this conversation at all.
Yeah.
That was my Super Bowl when Baltimore lost. But I mean, I really mind the matchup, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people are blowing this out of proportion. I think probably the best game we would have gotten. I also don't understand where all this hate for the Niners came from. Like, yeah, I get it. They beat the Lions, and everybody wanted to see the Lions, but we're not going to sit here and act like we didn't like the Niners the entire season. Like the beginning of the season, people were saying, "Oh, it's between the Niners and the Eagles." The Eagles fell off, and here the Niners are, and people are like, "Oh no, this is a terrible matchup." I think it'll be a good football game.
See,
I really do.
I think it'll be a good football game, but I don't know if there's hate for the Niners right now. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the press conferences that they had in Vegas, and the 49ers fans showed out, man. They were there, and a lot of people are thinking that the Chiefs are going to win, but like you said, like I don't think the 49ers are destined to really lose this game. They've had such a great season. Yes, they're going against Patrick Mahomes, but I don't know. The 49ers have been the best team the whole year. So I don't think people are hating on them. I think people are hating on the fact that Mahomes is in the Super Bowl again, and people don't want to see that. So I think in general, people are going to be rooting for the 49ers. So yeah, I don't
Not
know.
gonna lie.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie to contradict you here. Las Vegas is maybe a few hours plane, maybe
True, it's
a
close.
trip
Yeah,
by car from San
yeah,
Francisco, where Missouri's in the dead center, smack in the middle of the United States.
true.
So of course you're gonna see more fans, but let's take the fans out of the picture. One, that dude Brock Purdy was locked the hell in, locked in when he had his press conference with Patrick Mahomes.
I
I'm
agree.
not gonna lie.
I
But
agree.
to also agree with Diamond, yes, there's mad hate in the media about the Niners. Kyle Shanahan showing up drunk on the Super Bowl
I
pregame press conference. Come on. I mean, Are we really going to point out if this guy's going to have fun in Las Vegas? Yes, of course the dude's going to have fun in Las Vegas. He's the head
True
coach
that.
of an organization who's won, what, 6 championships? And he's now leading them to another one? And he has one of the best juggernaut teams in the NFL. Again, to say with Diamond's point, the Eagles and actually, Tom, maybe you brought it up. Eagles, 49ers, right? They were
Yeah.
the best teams in the league. Or no, Diamond brought it up. They both lost their undefeated season in the same week. So, in the sense here, I mean, I don't want to fade the Niners. I love the Niners. That's why I'm going to take Chiefs plus the points. But we can get into that later on.
Yeah, sure. We'll get in that later on for sure. So yeah, an interesting thing I noticed about the game is I know you have a lot you could probably talk about with this, Greg, is the turf and the grass in general. For some reason, the Super Bowl, there's always some sort of controversy around the grass. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Chiefs got all of the facilities.
Indoor
Yeah, they got
Las Vegas
all
facility.
the Vegas, yeah, all of the Raiders facilities, and the 40 because they're the home team. But the 49ers apparently had like really bad grass to play on or to practice on, and just like bad facilities in general, which it's like kind of weird to me. I don't know why they would do that to the 49ers. I guess it's I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but do you think that'll come into play? The game field in general and or the practice facilities that were offered to both teams potentially in the lead up.
Go ahead,
I think it does play some type of role, but I don't know. The thing that I didn't hear about that, to be honest with you, and this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
But the thing I saw is that apparently, like practicing on like I think the Niners were practicing on like UCLA's or maybe UNLV. Yeah, UNLV's practice field, and that like they were having issues with, like you said, the field, the lights. Apparently, the fire alarm got pulled in their like hotel room, and I'm like, dude. The more that the media tells me to bet on the Chiefs, the more I'm gonna want to bet on the Niners.
I
But
feel that.
I don't know. I do think that the practice conditions do play a factor in this, but I'm not too sure because I genuinely believe that there's no way you're giving, the Super Bowl teams shitty field conditions. But I could be wrong. I mean, this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah.
So what I have to say here, primarily the NFL has been doing this as a total for in and out through all 32 teams, as well as all 17 games, 16 games, whatever you want to call it. This goes back for when we were born. They've split up the league in equal parts that equal amount of games will be played compared to grass and turf. What
Oh,
comes into play here is whose home field team or whose home field is grass or turf. Reluctantly, both of them are grass.
okay.
Both of them. Now, spring in my head, the media has been on, or the NFL, ESPN, whatever you want to call it, the media, the news, the sports center of the United States and all United States sports. Turf is elected as the worst, I guess, surface for players. Players have voted on it. It was an astronomical difference between players voting for turf against turf, whereas against turf was voted for. So having more grass fields. Now the Niners in this side, in my hindsight, have I don't want to say an advantage, but I think they're going to be well versed, well rounded, and in more physical condition to outperform the Kansas City Chiefs just because they're not only practicing on a field like surface that they've been playing on and have been, practicing on since June of last year, but also we've seen the turf monster. We've seen it.
Last year
Four
especially.
plays,
Well,
4 plays into week one.
yeah.
Kirko Chains, week 8. We can go on and on and on. Kenny Pickett, Daniel Jones, like whatever they are, it is what it is. In sense of it all, it's just the turf monster is real. the turf monster is active still because Vegas is all turf, and the Chiefs are practicing on turf. That's just my high insight. Don't be surprised if you see a star-studded player get injured in the Super Bowl.
Interesting. Yeah, so I mean, I just thought I'd bring that up because it's been in the media recently.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I also want to talk about the stadium in general. I think I was watching a video about them setting up the stadium for the Super Bowl, and man, like this has got to be the best stadium in the league, like by far. And I really like stadiums too, and bro, it's incredible. The stadium is
Is it the
incredible.
newest stadium?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's called the Darth Star of the West Coast.
That's sick. It's so nice. You guys got to watch. I'll send you this video later though. You guys should
No,
check it out. It's fucking
I
sick.
saw it where
Yeah.
they basically pulled it out underneath the stand. It was insane.
Yeah. And
I mean,
they
that
have
stadium.
so much, dude. It's crazy in that stadium. They have so much shit. Like they have an area that's set up as a club, field level,
Yep.
and people don't even watch the game. They're just there for the club. Like, how ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
So,
Imagine paying for a football ticket just to go to a club and then pay for your drinks. Yeah,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
I've tried. They're $495 this season.
Wow, that's crazy.
Just for how
Oh my
horrendous the
God.
Las Vegas.
Wow.
Think about the Las Vegas Raiders and how they performed this season. $495.
Yeah.
They have Max Crosby though.
I spent less.
Max
I
Crosby.
spent less money. I spent less money sitting in row 2 at AT&T Stadium.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. So, I think it's awesome though that the Super Bowl's in Vegas. I think Vegas is going to be a huge sports city soon, with all the teams getting put into there eventually. NBA, they'll probably add MLB.
MLB.
Yeah.
Oakland A's.
Oakland A's, yep. So I think it's going to be a really nice sports city in the next 3 or 4
Definitely,
years.
the money's going to be there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I watched this video where Dana White was talking about it, and apparently their airport has a huge issue because their airport's not that big. So
I've been there.
yeah. So yeah. So that's an interesting dynamic of them having all these sports franchises coming in, and now all of a sudden they have an airport issue essentially. So who knows how that's gonna happen.
Donnie, maybe you can help me out. Is there a UFC card that night at Super Bowl?
Saturday.
No, there's a fight night on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So between that, they have the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yep.
Who
won a Stanley
NBA,
Cup, by the way, last year.
Yeah.
I had to point that out.
I don't know if there's an NBA team. Is there an NBA team in Vegas?
There will be eventually, but not yet.
The Oakland A's possibly, and they also did. Sorry about this. Got to shout it out. WrestleMania's opening weekend in
wow.
Las Vegas.
Oh,
That's
That
awesome.
was last night. So they have WrestleMania last night, UFC tonight. WrestleMania last night, something tonight, UFC tomorrow, Super Bowl. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
WrestleMania was in March. Whatever. Fuck WrestleMania. We got the Super Bowl.
We got the Super Bowl. They should.
Well, no.
Go ahead.
It wasn't WrestleMania. It was just the opening press conference.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't, but still caused a lot of traffic.
Yeah, I bet
awesome.
Vince McMahon really made a lot of traffic too.
Relax.
No, I love that it's in Vegas though. I think Vegas is an awesome. I haven't been there, but as I've seen, like it looks awesome just to host stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So, man, Vegas is gonna have a lot of Super Bowls in the future. It's gonna be like the new Miami, like how Miami had a ton of Super Bowls. I'm predicting Vegas is gonna have a ton of Super Bowls. So, we'll see. But
all them West Coast teams are gonna have them, like SoFi,
yeah,
Vegas.
SoFi. Yep.
Yeah.
I think isn't the next one? Next year's is in New Orleans.
Yep, I heard about that. They're gonna have to fix up the Superdome.
By the way, purple and green is your Super Bowl logo colors. So if you want to think Vikings, Jets, or the Packers and the Ravens, get out of here.
I think
Get out of
that
here.
myth was completely debunked after this year. But we'll see what happens.
Easily.
It might come back around. You never know. So,
Yep. Very.
um, so let's talk about some Super Bowl matchups now. Um, and I mean the first matchup we can talk about. I know Greg, you brought this up when we were setting up for this is McCaffrey against that D line, specifically Chris Jones.
Yep.
What do you want to bring up some stuff about that, your insight on it, and then we'll talk about other
I
matchups too.
mean, yeah, for sure. Like Chris Jones, he opened up his press conference saying he's trying to win a chip. His last year in Kansas City. Kansas City can't sign him. He's trying to move on from Kansas City. Of course, he's going to try and win a chip. And how do you do that internally is stop CMC against the 49ers. CMC is a beast, not only fantasy wise, but in real life. He's one of our greatest running backs that we've seen of our time, or is the greatest running back of our time, I want to say, or at least let's just say the 20th century. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a one-on-one fair matchup, but it's not just going to be solely based off of Chris Jones. Chris Jones is going to be an X factor in that game. We've seen his blocks off of dump passes against the Bills. We've seen his, nonsense within sacking and also stopping the run against, random ass teams. But it's just, you're talking about CMC, bro. That dude's not only a run threat, he's a pass threat. He can also do wildcat scenarios. He can even throw the ball, this dude. He's an all-around kind of
He's a
like a
beast.
Deebo Samuel. What if they make CMC the next Deebo Samuel in the Super Bowl? We don't know.
Dude, I
And not
agree.
only are you looking at CMC, but now you got to bring context to Deebo, and you also got to bring context to Kyle Juszczyk. I mean, truthfully, I'm going to give my edge on CMC. I have to. And that in
Oh yeah.
49ers running back game, running room, whatever you want to call it, my edge is on the Niners. As much as I love to see Chris Jones and his sign with the Chiefs happen this Super Bowl, it's got to be CMC.
And so yeah, I agree. I think CMC is gonna have an amazing day, and we'll bring up some of our bets in a bit too. Um, and I guess if you want to talk about matchups that aren't playing on the same field at once, we could bring up Mahomes and Purdy, to be honest. And I think Brock Purdy is super underappreciated this year. He had better numbers than Lamar Jackson in every passing statistic, uh, and had real no, you know, he'd never really got the respect he deserved, I feel like this year. People are,
Purdy or
yeah,
Mahomes?
Purdy. And I just think Purdy is going to play a really good game. Mahomes is going to play a great game as usual, I think, but I think Purdy is going to not outperform him, but I think he'll surprise some people this game. The weapons are all there, like you said. McCaffrey's a beast, in the run game, pass game, you name it. Kittle is an amazing blocking tight end who can get open and make really good clutch catches when needs be. Debo's such a great. Debo's like a Swiss Army knife. I don't know if he's gonna run the ball this game, but just in general, Ayuk, the amount of options that Purdy has around him to throw the ball and make things easy, I think is gonna give him success this game. And for Patrick Mahomes, what has the controversy been all year? It's been who is he throwing the ball to? And I get okay, playoffs has come around and he has the parts around him now it seems like to be successful in the playoffs as we've seen. But when it comes to the big game, you never know. Are those receivers on his team going to step up? Is Rice going to step up? We all know Kelsey's going to be there and he's going to have a great game, but you never know. Um, So I think
Very true.
Mahomes is going to have to clutch up a little bit in this game. I think he's going to have to do stuff that is going to blow our minds. He's going to have to make plays that are going to set his team up for victory. While Purdy's not going to have to go crazy. He's going to have to rely on the team around him. So
I think
yeah, go
I
ahead,
think
Tom.
I think um I think Mahomes will be asked to do more than Purdy.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Mahomes Mahomes is the backpack to the Chiefs' success, while Purdy's not really. Personally, I think the Niners' key to winning is Christian McCaffrey. I think Brock Purdy
Yeah.
will play a big role, but I also think that they're going to ask less of him because of the team around him, like Chowski said. But I also think that Mahomes needs to do more, while Purdy not so much.
Yep.
But that's mostly like my take on it.
And I want to ask you both, and I also want to hear you both. And basically about a question here. So, how do you guys feel about the saga of Travis Kelce against the best defense in the NFL? And I'm going to go player by player on this defense that all have a chance of protecting and guarding Kelce. Fred Warner,
Yep.
Greenlaw, linebacker. You also have Travarius Ward, stud talent. I couldn't really. You have Tafalunga, I think his last name is, the safety.
He's not playing.
Oh, he's not. Okay, so scratch that. So let's just take those three.
He got hurt.
Let's just take those three.
Sure.
Travarius Ward's their slot. And you got Fred Warner and Greenlaw on the inside for linebackers who generally cover tight ends. I want to hear you two both, on what your opinion is, Kelce compared to those three.
I think they're going to work together to kind of lock down Kelce this game. I'd be surprised if that isn't their game plan, really, is to shut him down, maybe double team him, like linebackers double teaming with a corner or something. But as we've seen in the past, I mean, Travis Kelce gets open. He gets open. I don't know. It doesn't matter who he's really been against. The way they draw. What do you say?
Do we have to bring up that? Do we have to bring up that 10-yard pass against Baltimore?
I guess we should.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But 49ers, I think, have the upper hand for sure. Are they the best defense in the league? I would say they're top
I think they're
5,
gonna.
maybe, but I wouldn't say they're the best. So I don't know.
I think they're gonna blow him up because at the end of the day, he's gonna catch his balls. Like Patrick Mahomes is gonna throw to him up 3rd and 5, up Kelce. 3rd and 8, Kelce. He's gonna throw. I think he's gonna get beat up because all the guys you named are big hitters.
Yeah.
If he catches one over the middle, and you give Fred Warner 2 steps, well, he's shoulder demolishing this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, who did Warner hit really hard against the Lions? I remember he had a big hit. I forget.
Oh, I
But there was
remember
a
that
big
hit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It was Amon-Ra? Yeah.
The sun god.
The sun god.
Jesus. Getting closer to Jesus.
Yeah.
Rolling back here. I like the guys' insights and takes on it. I believe so as well. But Travarius Ward, which
Great
is on
player.
the Niners,
Yeah.
now facing his old team,
Yeah.
who played on the team who beat the Niners in the Super Bowl in 2020.
Oh.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Revenge is a real thing. Revenge is a real thing in the NFL.
Dude, this 49ers team
He
stacked.
could make.
We're hammering Niners. We're hammering the Niners.
The thing about this is that he could make history as becoming the first player to play on 2 teams that played each other in the Super Bowl consecutively within a 5-year span.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's if he wins. If he does not win for the Niners, history stays history.
No, you're right. But yeah, other matchups, I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know if I don't know if he's going to be that important this game. And I'm not saying that as in like he's not an important player. I just don't think he's going to be the player that makes or breaks the Chiefs if they win.
Moves the needle.
Yeah,
Moves the needle.
I don't know if it's going to be Pacheco. Yes, he's had so much success in these playoffs. But look at this D line, man. Like this D line's incredible. And I mean, we'll talk about what our predictions are at the end, But I'll just sneak preview is I really do think the 49ers are going to come out hot. I don't know why. I'm just throwing it out there kind of. Um, and I think the Chiefs might be down in this game at one point. I don't know if Pacheco is going to be used as much if they're down. So that's just kind of like a stupid little prediction I'm making. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know really.
So, fun fact here: the Niners have a better offensive line. No, sorry, the Chiefs have the better offensive
Oh, really? Wow.
line. As although the Niners have Trent Williams, the Chiefs have the better offensive line all around.
Okay.
But the Niners have Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Eric Armstead. List goes on and on. All pro players. Like it's talent against talent at this rate, and we're about to see either a brawl or a death match. Like the brawl will be fighting to a race to a certain amount of points, or the death match will be we just smacked you off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see either way. Like
Okay.
it's got to be one of the two, and truthfully, it's all going to come down to internal.
Yeah.
If you can't run the ball, that loses the pace of the game. You can't pass the ball on every play of the game. We
Yeah.
can get into sides.
Yeah. I agree.
Dime, you got anything?
Not really. No, I mean, I don't know. The whole like Pacheco thing, I don't know. Like that's the one thing that even with my bets, I don't know what to do with Pacheco. Just because I got nothing. There's nothing that sways me one way or the other. So I'm staying away from anything Isaiah Pacheco related. So I'm not really going to be getting any. I don't really have much of an opinion on him, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, you guys want to just get right into our bets?
Good.
All right.
Up to you
Fuck it.
guys.
Here.
Yeah, I'll start.
Oh, go
I'll
ahead.
start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So for my bets, I made a super Christian McCaffrey bet. And then DraftKings destroyed my confidence by telling me that I can't parlay a Super Bowl MVP with anything. So that kind of hurt a little bit. But what I took was I took the Niners -2. I threw 2 units at it, and Chow, I think you said this earlier to me. The first half over, I like that a lot. I actually took that myself.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey anytime. Christian McCaffrey's number for receiving and rushing yards is I think 128. Somebody check me on that, but I like that over just because I wholeheartedly believe that he'll be the reason the Niners win.
You said rushing and receiving?
Yeah.
All right, I'll check you. Go on.
Yeah. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, anytime touchdown, death and I don't call him death and taxes because of he's going to get the touchdown.
128
in terms,
and a half.
128. Okay, so I was close. What else did I take? I obviously took Christian McCaffrey, Super Bowl MVP. We're taking tails on the coin toss. Tails never fails, people. Tails never fails.
Except for last year.
You just have that in your head, like, yeah, it didn't happen last
Yeah,
year
of
though.
course.
You
Yeah,
just
it's
know.
like oh yeah, he has it written down on the side of his wall
I like that
somewhere. He's
though.
just like, all right, 2019 heads,
No, it's because I
2020
bet it.
tails.
I bet it last year to fucking.
Oh, that makes sense.
Alright.
So, tails for the coin toss. I got some other like bullshit ones, like like the normal Super Bowl bets. What color's the Gatorade? I picked orange. I will always pick orange. My man knows.
Orange.
I left his.
And there's others that I'm missing, but I won't take too much time. What does the panel think?
I like those bets.
So
I'll
do I.
I'll tell you mine. Mine are right now I have McCaffrey Super Bowl MVP as one. I have one parlay that is McCaffrey touchdown, Kelsey touchdown, over 23.5, and then 49ers money line. That comes out to plus 626. I have another parlay that goes. This is more of a this has no touchdowns in it, but this parlay is Pacheco under 67.5 rushing, Kittle over 40 receiving, Debo under 16.5 rushing, and then Kelsey over 60 receiving. And I know we just talked about Kelsey getting locked up, but I can't see him getting less than 60, like really. So, and I can't see
That's
Kelsey
fair.
not scoring too. I feel like it's a Super Bowl. I'm like, you're gonna throw the ball to your best players. So, uh,
Right, fair.
and then I'm also just liking an alternate spread, the Chiefs plus 3.5. Right now it's at 2.5. And then I like the over in the total. That was my other bet too as well. And then
Team total or
what do you say?
team total or game total?
Game total. The
Okay,
total right now it is at
47.
47.5 on FanDuel. So I think that'll go over. I think it'll be a higher scoring game.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I have right now. Not getting crazy with the touchdown stuff. Really just thinking about McCaffrey and Kelsey. Uh, and yeah, I'm not really sure what else to add right now. I might add in some of your bets that you guys are doing. So, what about you, Greg? Let's hear what you got.
All right. So for the many of you watching, I have a Discord called Sports Syndicate, and we can drop the link below. Of course, I'll talk to Chow and Diamond if it's all right with them. But usually I go through day by day scenario. All right.
No.
I go through day by day scenarios, and specifically for this week, it's stressful for everybody because unless you're a Niners or a Chiefs fan, you know who you're taking. And in my aspect, I'll get to my side, but right now I'm just going to shoot for the props and let me know how you guys feel afterwards, and then I'll go into my sides, and then I'll even go into my algorithm.
Let's
Give you
do it.
guys a little full on. So my props that I love: CMC 2+ touchdowns. This dude's
That's the one I
not getting
forgot. That's the one I forgot. I agree with you. My bad, Greg. I had to point that out.
Ain't no way. CMC over 33.5 receiving yards. Ain't no way that ain't happening. That is flipping happening. I'm sorry.
Love that.
Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. No ways that's not happening. Come on, Travis Kelce, Rasheed Rice, even Valdez Scantley, Sky Moore's back into play. Noah Gray, who the hell is that guy? I don't know, but just some tight end who's been catching balls crazy.
Love that.
Something that I want to preach on. Something that I want to preach on is Patrick Mahomes as an anytime touchdown. This happened the last time they saw each other in the Super Bowl. The first touchdown of the game was Patrick Mahomes running it in 3 yards. 3
Okay.
yards. And it was an anytime touchdown. I think he's at plus 900. Not bad at all.
That's pretty good.
Day 2 comes around. This is where I start going. I love my tight ends. I was a tight end in high school. That's my guys. Travis Kelce, he is repetitively put up over 75 yards. I saw this line and I jumped on it like flies on, Kelsey's over of 70.5 receiving yards. He has hit 75 yards and more for the previous 12 postseason games he's played in.
Wow.
12.
It's amazing.
70.5, that dude's going, bananas lately. So I'm not going to not take that. That also leads into his, sergeant at arms, Patrick Mahomes, over 261.5 passing. Love that as well. Love it. That can coincide with passing touchdowns, all the other props. Now, I love George Kittle to death. He's a great player, all-around tight end. That is the tight end you want on a franchise. He just didn't do it for me in yards these playoffs, and I might fade his yards, but I'm taking his receptions at over 3.5. They're juiced up right now on DraftKings and FanDuel. I found the over 3.5 on DraftKings. I'll take it, which I did. Comes to all of it together with the finale of CMC of over 91.5, so Diamond, right on the money of over 128.5 all-purpose yards rushing and receiving. I love it.
Yup.
Ayuk over 59.5 receiving. That dude's also their top wide receiver. He's been an animal all season long. What makes you think he's not going to do another magician catch or another spread to glory for the Niners to get into some type of scoring position? This is where I ball out with Noah Gray at his one and only prop that I love of over 13.5 receiving yards. 13, count them, 1 3. That's one catch this dude needs. Yes, he's the second string, but that's one catch. You could also put an anytime touchdown if you feel like sprinkling, but the 13.5 is there. And then coinciding with Kelsey's 70.5, the dude has also been putting up 9 to 10 ratio of receptions this postseason, so I'm going to take the over 6.5 receptions. Something I do want to call out here. A lot of the public, all over Twitter, all over my space, all over, opinions, people that have been hitting me up from various parties have been saying take the under of Deebo Samuel's receiving yards.
Receiving. Okay.
Receiving yards. It's at 50. It was at 59.5, lowered to 58.5, and it was now plus money last time I checked, and that was at a little bit earlier today. I want to say like noonish, close to like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. When all the kids are getting out of school, you look through FanDuel. No, I'm just messing with you. But that is something I'm not going to touch. I spread it open to, the court and the community, and they all spoke their truth in saying, oh, the Niners are going to be, he's going to be the MVP. He's going to be their Swiss Army knife. Let's be real here. I don't know if Deebo's has it in him. He did come off a game with an injury and produce like a man off of, so many different products. But I don't want to touch it for the mean fact of I'm touching Ayuk's over in receiving yard. It's Ayuk for me. My eyes are on Ayuk.
Nice.
I can respect
Any
that.
thoughts on those props?
I love all that, honestly.
I was gonna say I might just put them all together. I might just like mash all of that what you just said into one giant parlay and just throw like a buck on it. Just
my
see where it goes.
favorite, my favorite out of everything you said was, so you said for McCaffrey receiving, you said 25 plus?
33.5. 33.5.
Oh, so you're going straight up. Yeah. Okay. So
taking a straight line.
You're taking a straight. Okay. I'm thinking. So I really like the alternate, the 25 plus. I
Easy.
like the McCaffrey 2 touchdowns. I love the Mahomes over 1.5 touchdown passing or passing touchdowns.
Oh.
I love that. So those are 3 that stuck out to me, but they're all good. They're all good, dude.
So my sides here, I'm gonna start with the equation, then go to my my opinion and my feelings and what I trust about this game. And for my correct score, Chiefs 23, Niners 21. That is the correct score the algorithm has projected and predicted for this week. It's not on the money because, week 1 we had Ravens 49ers, and that lasted till the conference championship. I want to say Chiefs plus 2.5. Give it that easy little, I'll take it if they lose by a point, if they lose by 2, if it comes close, which it probably will. But, to hedge it, here comes my opinion. I was raised, this is crazy, I'm a Vikings fan. I was raised in a 49ers household. 49ers, don't know why. And, well, probably because Jerry Rice. But I can't go against family blood. I can't do it. I can't. I have to go with the Niners here, in my opinion. They have a juggernaut offense. Yes, Patrick Mahomes has played his heart out in various games. But that defense, the offense in general, and to go back to Chom's point of them starting so hot for the 49ers, I think they're going to start off slow, pace the game to their liking, and come back crazy like they have been all postseason and come out and snail a victory. That's how I'm going to see it. And there comes the 2.5 into play to give that little break even of money if it's a 1-point deficit. I'll take that as well. So, yeah, I did also make a parlay, and this is my parlay from last week. It was 3 anytime touchdowns, CMC, George Kittle, and Travis Kelce. The under of 47.5 to coincide with my algorithm. And to what I just explained to you, my beliefs of Chiefs plus 2.5. And I think those odds were at plus 1,200. So you can run with it as you please and see what's going on. And hey, if you win, good luck. And if you don't, well, still good luck. I wish you the best. And here comes the Super Bowl, baby.
Yes, sir.
And then we wait 9 months for more football, and then
we wait
I
9.
hate everything for a while.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Dude, the XFL, man, the XFL, dude.
XFL, man. But yeah, I'm going with the Niners here to win the game. Like I said earlier in the show. So I mean, they've been the best team all year. The Chiefs are a juggernaut team, but the Niners have just so much talent, and I really like Purdy, as I was saying. So I'm going with Niners. What about you, Diamond?
Oh, we're going Niners all the way. We're going Niners all the way. I'm spiteful as hell, and I don't like Taylor Swift. So I'm spiteful enough to not want the Chiefs to win in spite of Taylor Swift. So I'm going with the Niners for all petty reasons. So
Sounds good, brother.
you know what's funny, Greg? I have a family member who's a big Chiefs fan, and he's been texting me. He's just like, I swear to God, if you're gonna tell me you're rooting for the Niners, I'm like, about that. About that. And he just goes, no, no, no. He says like he does like the citiest no. He just no, no. I'm like, well, I mean, if it was just I'm on the Niners. I'm wearing my Vernon Davis jersey from 2013. I'm gonna be doing that. That's what I'm up to.
Sounds good. All right. So I think that's it. I think we wrapped up everything. So hopefully
Yes, sir.
it's a good Super Bowl. Hopefully our bets hit and that we have a good time that day, you know?
Yes, sir. And wish you all luck if you're betting the game. And if you're a fan of either team, good luck. This is not the Super Bowl nobody wanted. But
I'm
maybe
hoping
it's
just
for
for a
you.
good Super Bowl. Let's just hope for a Super Bowl that's just like we're glued to our seats because we want to watch this shit. You know what I mean? You know,
True.
I'm
It's
hoping
very
for
true.
that, bro. Like I really am. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right, guys. That's been the show.
All right.
All right. It's been the Chow and Dimes podcast. We thank you again for joining. Stay beautiful, my people. Enjoy the Super Bowl. And for the love of God, when are we going to get the Monday after the Super Bowl off? But that's a story for a different day. So, yeah, been real. We'll talk to y'all later.
See ya.